And now he's made a motion for an acquittal or a new trial.
It's one thing to lose in court. It's another to walk away feeling like the entire system twisted the rules just to bring you down. That's exactly where Sean "Diddy" Combs says he's standing right now, and he's not going quietly. In a move that stunned both fans and legal watchers, Diddy have demanded a brand new trial, calling the guilty verdict against him completely unfair and legally flawed from top to bottom. His legal team says the court got it wrong, the jury got it wrong, and now they want the record wiped clean. But the clock is ticking toward his October 3rd sentencing, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The shock came right after a mixed verdict that already had the public divided. Diddy beat the most explosive accusations: sex trafficking and racketeering, charges that could have kept him behind bars for life. But on the lesser-known Mann Act counts, the jury found him guilty. 2 counts of transporting individuals for prostitution, each carrying up to 10 years. Prosecutors initially floated a sentence of 4 to 5 years, while Diddy's team argued he should get barely over 2 years, especially with time already served. It wasn't the outcome he expected, and according to him, it wasn't justice either. Just weeks after that verdict, his lawyers went on the offensive. They filed a motion demanding the convictions be thrown out, or at the very least, that he gets an entirely new trial. Their argument? The Mann Act was never meant to be used this way. They say there was no coercion, no exploitation, no profit motive. The encounters in question, they argue, were between consenting adults in non-commercial settings. Consensual private behavior isn't what the law was written for, one insider close to the defense told reporters. And to their knowledge, Diddy is the only person ever convicted under these circumstances. That wasn't their only point. The defense says the jury never should have seen certain pieces of evidence in the first place. Explicit videos, intimate footage, materials tied to the dismissed racketeering and trafficking counts still ended up in the courtroom. In their eyes, that evidence was toxic, prejudicing the jury before they could focus solely on the remaining charges. Without it, they believe the verdict could have been very different. It's the kind of claim that can catch a judge's attention, especially if the line between relevant and prejudicial was blurred. And then there's the bigger legal ripple effect. If this conviction stands, could the Mann Act suddenly apply to any consensual, non-commercial scenario involving travel? That's the precedent his lawyers warn about. But if it's overturned, defense attorneys across the country might have a brand new weapon in their arsenal to fight similar charges. It's not just Diddy's future hanging in the balance. The case could reshape how federal prosecutors use this century-old law. Meanwhile, Diddy's bail situation has turned into its own courtroom drama. His team put up a staggering $50 million bond package, complete with co-signers and property, but the judge still said no. The official reason? Public safety concerns and the risk that he might flee before sentencing. Adding fuel to the rumor mill, there's been chatter that people close to Diddy quietly explored whether a presidential pardon could be possible. Reports claim substantial sums were allegedly offered to Trump's circle, but insiders say the former president wasn't interested, not after Diddy's past public criticisms. His legal team insists they never formally pursued a pardon, but the whispers have been enough to keep the headlines spinning. The personal fallout has been brutal. With at least 70 civil lawsuits still looming and a Netflix docuseries from 50 Cent in the works, Diddy's family is caught in the glare. His children, once fixtures on red carpets, are now dodging paparazzi outside courthouses. Some have gone almost silent on social media. Others had been spotted quietly showing up in court, standing by their father while staying out of the chaos. Extended family members are reportedly tightening security and limiting public appearances, wary of becoming collateral damage in this media and legal storm. Now, everything comes down to the next few weeks. October 3rd is locked in for sentencing, unless the judge grants this motion. If that happens, the entire case could be reopened, with evidence re-examined from the ground up. If it doesn't, Diddy faces the real possibility of spending years behind bars. His attorneys are calling this a fight not just for his freedom, but for fairness and how the law is applied. Critics say overturning a conviction is rare, but rare doesn't mean impossible. So the question hangs in the air. Will Diddy's push for a new trial expose a legal overreach, or will the court shut him down and move straight to sentencing? Can the Mann Act, written over a century ago, really stretch this far without crossing into dangerous territory? And in a justice system where perception often shapes reality, how much damage was done the moment that contested evidence hit the courtroom? One thing's for sure, this fight is far from over.